Why would you trust someone, the world in the hands of someone genetically inferior? Think about it, bro. Arnold should be fucking the king of the world.
Too cold to train. I'm too tired to train. I only slept 4 hours last night. I'm only going to be able to sleep about 3 hours tonight because I got to be up early for work tomorrow. When I find myself making excuses and feeling sorry for myself on why I can't train and get in the gym, and I think of like Zyzz and how he, you know, some of the quotes he made about how like he would train under sick, tired, ill, of all circumstances. He would train no matter what because he loved to do it, but because that he would do whatever it took to be the best. One of the early pioneers of all training is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't know if you guys ever know his story. It's truly phenomenal. One of the early stories is coming up. Sit tight. I'm going to share it with you. I'll show you a valuable lesson here from my mentor as well. On overcoming excuses, man. Motivation. You know, on the train. On the train. My gym's only a couple blocks away from the Giants play baseball. What a dream for me, man. Back to this story. When I think of excuses on why I can't train and why I'm too tired, I can't make it. I think of that story from Arnold Schwarzenegger about how when he first got started, his dad sent him away to military boarding school as a kid, and he had the worst circumstances to train in. You know, some miserable little environment that he had to train in. He was underage and he was underfed. He couldn't get enough food. He was in military school, but he was determined, and he had this incredible vision of being on stage, of this impossible dream of making millions of dollars and being a star and winning the competition and being Mr. Universe one day. Then there was a competition in Stuttgart, Germany, and Arnold was prepared to go. Wakes up that day and it was the crossroads of like, all right, Arnold, do you have what it takes to win this competition and to go? Why are you thinking like this? He's looking at himself in the mirror. He's like, why are you doing this? No one else has these big dreams. No one else has these big aspirations about winning all these competitions. Just you. Why? Why are you doing this? And then he thought, wait a second. Reg Park did it. Reg Park had those dreams. He went to California and he went into the movies and he won these competitions. I can do it too. And so he had to sneak out of the military base in the middle of the night, stayed up all night, slept out of the military base, got on some train out to Berlin from like Stuttgart, Germany or Austria, wherever he was, and he won Mr. Austria, and he was like 18. His first competition, it was well known. And he sneaks all the way back into the base there at where he was in military school, and he gets caught. And the first thing he does, he gets called into the officers' quarters, and the officers grill him. It's like, what are you doing? You know, they're mad as hell about. So the officers are rightfully mad. They put him in solitary confinement, and he gets his punishment in there. So the officers pull him into a meeting, and they find out somehow that he won this competition. And they said, did you win the competition, Mr. Austria? He's like, all because of you guys. You know, all the training, the running with the guns, you know, the stairs and the early mornings and all the heavy lifting, all because of you. Only reason I did it. You know, I'm an example of the success that someone can become of being here at this military boarding school. And the officers looked around, they're like, you know, so, yeah, boys, that's right. That's right, man, isn't it? Yeah, it is right. They said, well, we still got to punish you, Arnold. You're going to get kitchen duty peeling potatoes. And so it's the first time he ever got protein and all the food that he ever wanted to eat, and started putting on size, and they built his own little gym for him. And he said that, you know, like, no matter what, dude, what excuse he had and how tired he was, he would do whatever it took to reach that goal. And I always think of that story, man. Whenever I find myself making excuses about why I can't train and why I'm too tired and why I only got 4 hours of sleep, how I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. It's already 10:30 at night and I'm too cold to train. I'm too exhausted. I just don't have what it takes. You know what? And I got to be up tomorrow morning super early at like 6 a.m. and it's already 10:30 right now. I mean, I'm not going to be until bed like 1 in the morning, and I'm like, what am I doing? All these excuses. I think, you know what? Dude, Zyzz never would make excuses like this. He would train. Dude, Arnold would never make excuses like this. They were trained. These guys are champions, bro. You want to be a champion? Gavin, Mehl? You better freaking train like a champion. You better act like a champion, bro. And do whatever it takes.
Scared? Do you ever get scared?
Sure, I get scared.
Or what? What scares you?
The unknown. He felt like he couldn't get through to me because here I was this kind of one-dimensional guy that was just like made of steel. Of course they want you to be all wide open. They want to be able to do that you are soft and that you're able to cry because it puts them in the same boat and they say, well, he's just one of us.
Now, you know what I think you're doing now? I think you're bullshitting now.
No.
I do. I think you're...
What he really didn't realize was not that I was not vulnerable, but that I lived in denial. You know, my whole life. It's always like whenever I felt pain or anything like this, it was like I forgot about it. I dismissed it.
For some reason, maybe it has to do with competition, you just clamp down that capacity on yourself. If you carry it too far, what it winds up doing is just cutting you off from the possibility of having a really fundamental reciprocal human relationship with somebody else.
So what?
You don't care about that?
No.
I promised you one more story about my mentor, about his early beginning, about the paradigm shift that changed him into making $1 million before he was 18 years old on that route. And it was coming across a book called The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Swartz, written in the 1950s. And it was the first time he came across the idea of I can, and I will. The idea of I can and I will. And it was a motivational book, but the two key principles that stood out to him and really grasped him to changing, to setting his life into a new dimension was, first, there's plenty of room at the top. Meaning that there's enough to go around. Think bigger. I'm here to share something of value with you because there's more than enough to go around. There's so much room at the top. It's not just gonna be me there. We're all gonna make it, bro. It's like Zyzz would say, we're all gonna make it. There's plenty of room at the top. That was the first key principle that set him on this new direction of going straight to making $1 million before he was 18 years old. And the second one that stood out and changed everything for him was cure yourself of excuse-itis, the failure disease. And it was the first time he'd ever heard this, the failure disease, excuse-itis. And it resonated with him so much that from that moment on, every time he found himself making an excuse, he corrected himself because he learned that if he made an excuse and pointing the finger out at someone else or something else or any other situation, that all it was doing was taking away his own power, and he was losing control of achieving his dreams. And those two key principles were the fundamental difference makers to him than going out and making $1 million before he became 18 years old. So if you're young out there, I mean, you're under 18, or even if you're over 18 or even my age, I mean, it doesn't matter. Dude, it doesn't matter, man. This is the freaking start, bro. This is the beginning, bro. I'm gonna live so many years, dude. I'm gonna live another 900 plus years. So we're just kids, man. We're just babies in this whole scheme of things. This is the beginning. So I make a promise to myself to remember that there's plenty of room at the top. There's unlimited room at the top. I'm gonna think big today. I'm a big thinker. I always think big. And I cure myself of the failure disease, excuse-itis, because I control my own life and I control all of my own success. When I make excuses, I give up that control, which I refuse to do. Time to train. Christmas time here, bro. Christmas trees going up in San Francisco. Here's my gym. Check it out. Right downtown. Woo! 24-hour fitness. Mad, bro? Just sell that picture.
Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate.
Like videos like this, leave a comment, let me know. Coming at ya. A million freaking miles an hour, dude. Done.